just did have a conversation with family about the Joel Osteen situation, and had some banter back and forth online about that the other day as well. I do not see Joel as a bad person. I think that people who have a business, and religion is business, mind you, I'm not really necessarily supporting that or not supporting that. It is what it is. It's not any different than any other organization, except for I do believe that they should be taxed. If you have a business that's making money, it should pay taxes like every other business, really and truly. And I think that there's a lot of shadiness that goes on in the industry. So it bothers me greatly that religion gives God such a very bad name. And it's true, religion does give God a very bad name. Joel was really under a moral obligation, some would say, to, I would almost say that if you're going to be a tax-exempt organization, you're almost under a community obligation too, to help. But to criticize and ridicule and come out with all this stuff before facts are even known, and then, contra information comes out to show that there was flooding. The people that are against, specifically Joel, are usually people that are against church. They are against religion. They are your atheists, or they are your whatever. They didn't like him before, and they certainly don't like him now. People who were neutral before could lean to being like, oh yeah, this is just, expected. And then people who were, more pro-Joel before are going to be defensive. I fall in the latter camp. I've spent past 15 years watching Joel. I had to step away from the IRL church at one point because I am not an advocate of bigotry. I know, isn't that hard to believe? Eventually, I don't have to worry about keeping up with my subscriber base because I will have none. I will have alienated all of you. Because those of you who think that I am one way, I will say something and you'll be like, oh, well, fuck her. Yes, I do curse. I curse. I don't use God's name in vain. Because to me, that's the only curse. Everything else is up for grabs. Okay? So, yeah, you guys be like, well, fuck her. I'm not religious enough because I curse. I'm not on the right enough because I have liberal viewpoints. I'm not liberal enough because I have, conservative viewpoints. So, I'm really not here to make anybody happy. I'm just here engaging, putting out information. I really do enjoy the platform to share truth. A lot of speculation the past few days about what truth is in light of my video that I posted recently. And I do appreciate the engagement. I really do. It's going to become overwhelming and I won't have time to get back with people unless I do it probably in video format, and then maybe just a highlight, because again, IRL life beckons me. So, but Joel, yeah, no, I don't think that I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he is looking at it from a business perspective in one degree, but then also, tied in with that, you're not going to be able to have people come into your establishment, which is a business, which would be sued the moment somebody gets hurt, when you don't have any toilets to flush, and when you have water built up. You have to be organized. Now, where I do fault him and the establishment that he has is that I would think that a disaster plan should be in place for a community of facility. Because surely he has an entourage, and this was pending, this was coming. It wasn't like it just come out of nowhere. There was time to prepare. So I would question how his preparedness for that. No one's really mentioning that. To me, that's a more logical stance, opposed to ridiculing him for not, taking the shirt off his back and giving it to someone else because he's a man of God. I think that most people would be absolutely lying if they said that they would, through no regard of themselves, risk everything that they have worked for the past 40 years to jump into something to help a stranger that other resources were available for. That would be different if somebody's knocking on his door because someone's shooting at them and he's like, no, I can't let you in. I mean, we have to be realistic. I do become irritated because people like to take one extreme or the next. I really do. I know I'm biased to me, but I think I fall more along the middle ground on a lot of things. So you have to take the situation into hand. I believe from all the responses I saw from him and from the community, where I would have to criticize him to say he failed was in the preparedness of what could have been beneficial for his community, particularly because church is a tax-free entity, because it's community, right? So that's all I have to say about that. I probably could say more, but I'll leave it there. I do want to thank my recent subscribers for coming on board. I really didn't plan to have a big platform. I like to talk about politics and truth and so forth. It's going to be very impractical to think I'm going to be able to maintain a dialogue with everyone because I just will not be able to keep up that pace. So if you do leave a comment, I will attempt to get back to you. I think my MO is to go ahead and heart it so that you at least know I've seen it, and if I can, make some comments, because I'm usually working from different devices. Sometimes I'm on my phone, sometimes I'm on my Android or my computer at home or work or whatever. So it's always going to be different. It's not going to be the same. And I do appreciate those who leave respectful comments which are not necessarily aligned with my own opinions and thoughts. That's called dialogue. I mean, it's good. Sometimes it gets very that emotion sets in, and you feel like you'll learn if you stick around. If you stick around, you'll learn my sarcasm. And I understand sometimes I do come off as maybe being harsh or critical when I'm really just being sarcastic. I love when people just get my sarcasm from the beginning. It's like, oh my gosh, I've known you in another lifetime. I don't have to explain everything to you. I like that. And then there are those where I just don't know if they're trolling me or what they're doing whenever they have their comments, because to me it's obvious what I've said is funny. I think it's funny, sarcastically so, usually always, and then I get this serious response back and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, now I have to go and explain what I was talking about. Yeah, so if you stick around, and I hope that you do, then I would love for you guys to engage with each other. And I love links. I do go into my spam and approve things. I try to watch them before I approve them. And just because somebody posts something on this thread under a video doesn't mean I approve it. So I do not necessarily want to be affiliated. There are many things that people post on my thread that I actually don't approve of. And I leave them there because it's good for people coming on the platform to see and judge for themselves. It's true. Every so often I am afflicted by hormones. So I may be snappy sometimes. I may snap back or say something impulsive. So I don't know if anybody would have any sort of impression that I have some sort of scripted dialogue of response. I don't. Just another human interacting with humans or aliens. I enjoy the alien community, the skeptics of UFOs and the like. So pool of people that are coming and filtering in at this point when y'all engage with each other is a little bit more expansive now, because I've expanded where I kind of find information online and who I interact with. I was thinking about doing maybe a Q&A or something at the 500 mark, but I kind of seemed to pass that, and that was pretty much because of the harp video. Maybe my next, maybe I'll plan that out to be at the 5,000 mark. 5,000. And I say that because I don't anticipate myself getting to 5,000 viewers or subs. If I did, then you all hate me because I won't be getting back to like anyone. You think that I'm just like a pretentious bitch or something. But I like this forum, and I like going to your pages. I love whenever you leave me comments and you say something, and then I go to your page and I like, you know, I stalk you back. Oh, I stalk. Yes, I do. I stalk back. I investigate back. It's not stalking, it's investigating. Again, terminology. It's all about the terminology. I feel like I'm going to be actually repeating myself very often in my videos because there's like, you know, a consistent theme of things I kind of probably find to be important. Terminology. But I do have to go for now. And again, this has turned out to be longer than I wanted it to, but it was in my commute. I'll try to upload it and see what it sounds like.